What's up, everybody? I'm Jeremy. You guys are watching Inside the Coils. Tonight, we've got an awesome set of guests for us. We've got Michael and Barbara Wezensky. All right, I've practiced this all freaking day. Wezensky. I think I said that properly. If I didn't, I'm sorry. They're looking backstage. They're smiling. I probably butchered it big time. I've been practicing this all day, and I refused to ask for help because I wanted to take pride on getting it right. But from Wezen to Snakes, they have a YouTube channel. They've got some killer animals, guys. Got the pleasure of talking and hanging out with them. I guess it would have been last year at Repticon because I missed this past Repticon. But I will be at this Repticon coming up in 2 weeks' time, guys. So come out and say hi. But I got to hang out with them, talk with them. They even bought two of my snakes, but one that I did self-produce myself. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's always like a special feeling when you get somebody on that's bought from you and you get to hear how the baby's been doing. So super excited to have them joining us tonight. They have their daughter with them. If you don't know, they're a family YouTube snake breeding family. So I think that's really cool, especially since, I like to get my kids involved. Can't get Kara involved, though. She just, that's just not her thing. Anyway. They managed to get their whole family involved in it, which I think is awesome. So we're gonna bring them out here in a second. But a couple quick plugs before I do, guys. Like I said, not this Saturday, because this Saturday coming up is Carpet Fest, and you guys probably know where I'm more than likely gonna be. So more than likely, I will be out at Carpet Fest. So if you are interested in going, hit up Eric Burke over at EB Morelia and find out the specifics and all that stuff. It's not my place to give out all that information, but Carpet Fest is definitely the place to be if you love carpet pythons and or breed carpet pythons. If you can't tell, we got, oh God, I always screw that up. Right there, Xander, aka Xena, and then we got Lagatha, Wucha, and then Hercules down there. But they're all out and about. They're angry at me. I thought Xena was going to light me up earlier today when I was doing waters because they didn't get fed on Friday like they should have because everybody else ate. And then, yeah, anyway, they're a little hungry. And Xena left me know it, too, because he was stalking my butt while I was changing waters. But on top of making sure you guys all come out to Repticon, not this Saturday, but next Saturday and Sunday, I think it's the 20. I got to pull up the calendar here because my memory sucks. It would be the 21st and 22nd of September. So 21st, 22nd, come out to Repticon, say hi. I will have a full, and I mean full assortment of hatchlings. There's going to be a lot of first-time show animals coming out there. Man, I just love watching the carpets move around. That's why I love this whole setup with having them behind me. Can't wait to get the rest of the snake room done. So that way you guys get a whole wall of carpets to watch. Anyway, the ADD, guys, ADD. But anyway, there is the debuting of the chocolate clutch. So if anybody is interested in that chocolate clutch that, had to say, there might be a chocolate DG het hypo, now proven by Charlie over at Gray Rider Reptiles and ShedTesting.com to be het clown as well. So chocolate DG double het hypo clown male sitting on Husbandry Pro Store right now currently. It's been to one show. I think it was like a hidden gem. I had it next to I need to highlight it a little bit more where I put it. It was next to a pastel leopard. It kind of half blended in just a little bit. We're going to do a little bit better of showing that off at Repticon, but it will be at Repticon provided no one buys it by then. But also the other three that needed to be tested to know which ones are going and staying and all that stuff, like the chocolate hypo het DG, that could be het clown female. The other chocolate DG het hypo, that could be het clown female. And the chocolate double het hypo DG, possible het clown. Those are all shed now. Sheds are in the Ziploc bags. They will be getting sent off. Hopefully, I should be sending them off Saturday. Hopefully, Charlie can work his magic and get me those results lickety split. So I know what's going to. That way I know what's going to be Het Clown for Repticon. And with Chris over at S Reptilia can make his mind up if he's taking the hypo or the DG girl. Hey, he's definitely got to take his pick, but we'll know who's Het Clown. And then I can finally list those babies up for grabs. So if it's something you're interested in, guys, go over to the Husbandry Pro store, message me, whatever. Snag it before it's gone. Because if it comes back from Repticon, it's going up on Morph Market. And who knows how quick it'll stay up there. The other thing is, too, I feel bad for making Barbara and Michael sit backstage too long. The other thing is, carpet pythons, guys, there is only six baby jungle carpets left from the 2024 season. They are going rapidly. I know it doesn't. I know you're like, Jeremy, last week, you said you had 6 or 7. Yeah, I did, but one found a home this weekend. So that lets me down to 6. Happy though, because that one went to my brother Phil over at Finger Snakes. He had got a female from last year. Now he's got a male from this year. Man, I felt so bad. Phil wasn't looking to buy a snake, and I plopped one. I was like, dude, you got to look at this. Plopped it in his hands, and he just basically looked at me and goes, you bastard. I'm going to take it. So, when I didn't mean to do it, Phil. I'm sorry, brother, but you really needed that animal. You just didn't know you needed it yet, but you did need it. So I am happy to see that animal go to Phil. Super pleased because that is going to be a stunning looking male and a good pair for his female that he got last year, which I still think I gave him the wrong snake. No way would I have left an animal turn out that gorgeous and let it leave here. Anyway, that's it, folks. I'm going to bring out Barbara and Michael and their daughter. And because you all tired of hearing me yip yap and all that good stuff. But make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, please. At the end of this live, drop me a comment in the comment section. Not in the live chat, in the comment section. Helps the videos get out and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead, bring out Barbara and Michael. What's up, guys? All right. How badly did I butcher it? I tried it. I can't say it.
It was a little butchered, but it's okay. It's just like the name Wezen to snake, so it's Wezensky.
Okay, okay, all right. See, I literally did practice this. I was all proud of myself because I thought I had it down pat. And then, of course, you're live. If something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong, and that's what went wrong. So anyway, how are you all doing? It's good to see you.
We're doing great. Doing great. It's good to see you too, Jeremy.
Yeah.
It was neat because when we first got to meet, because I've been watching you guys on YouTube for a while, and apparently y'all were watching me on YouTube, and it was kind of like, well, I think it was Michael at first. He goes, "Hey, it's Jared. Like, you were so happy to meet me." I'm like, "Holy crap, it's you!" It was just like this, like, I don't want to say starstruck, but it's like this whole, hey, like, we know each other here, even though we did, but it was cool. Definitely made my day at that show. Having you guys purchase some animals for me very much made my day, especially knowing that you wanted that one girl from me so bad, Michael. And I could tell it was burning you up because you came back to the table a couple of times to look at her. And it's just, all right, we're going to do whatever we got to do to make this deal happen because you really wanted that girl. And I'm a sucker. If someone I know really wants something, I want to try to make sure it ends up in their hands. So it's so cool to know that she went to you, doing well, coloring up good too. I did find that out, folks. You got to find out what you left go, how it turns out. But let's go around, say hi to who's in the chat, and then we'll say a thank you to our sponsors, and then we'll get this show rolling, guys. James Perry, JNS Exotics, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Tara Voodoo Doll Royals, one of our top-tier channel members. What's up, girl? Hope you and the family are doing well, along with your son. Still sending prayers your way. Bob Allen, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yes, James, make sure you guys all smash that like button, please. James, Be More Exotics, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Melinda, Cuddle Time Critters, what's going on? Thank you very much for tuning in. Sammy, what up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, look at this guy right here. Chris over at Balls Deep Reptiles. Let me tell you, folks, all right. This man finally made a clutch of snakes that is Warfel's Morphs approved. Now that should tell everybody what is probably in that clutch. And the man won't sell me anything. Like, come on now. Does this man not know I'm not a worldwide known celebrity at this point? I mean, come on, Chris. Man had a 1.1 hypo vanilla that's het TSK. 1.1. He can let one of them go, right? I mean, come on now. Chris, I'm going to bust your balls, man, until you get me one of them snakes. Just so you know, bro. Just so you know. But thanks for tuning in, bro. Derek, D&K Reptiles, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Nathan, Infinite Possible Pythons, my brother. What is going on, man? Good to see you in the chat. And one of the OG channel sponsors. Thank you very much for tuning in, bro. It was good to see you out at the show yesterday. It was funny. I was talking to a customer, and Nathan's too polite to walk up and I don't want to say interrupt, but like Nathan's very much a businessman. He knows when you're trying to make a deal, if all you're going to do is BS, you kind of sit back, relax a little bit. So he just walked up, gave me a fist bump, and walked off. And I was like, after the person left, because they left like a couple seconds afterwards, I'm like, my buddy just like up and disappeared and didn't even stick around to say hi. I was so heartbroken. And then he finally came back around. But Nathan, it was good to see you, bro. You and Sharon as well. Melinda says, I do have a quick question for when someone buys a snake from you and they can't keep it, had to bring it back. What do you do? Oh, well, if they can't keep it and they're bringing it back, I mean,
We've had that.
Well, yes. What did you guys do? Because if you've had a first-hand experience, how did you handle it?
I mean, they literally just surrendered the snake back to us. We did not buy it back. It was just being surrendered. When it comes down to something like that, I'm not looking to buy the snake back. If you honestly are not looking to keep it, care for it, we'll take it back. Of course, it's going to go right back into. It's going to get separated from everybody because I don't know what you did to it, of course, but. I think we just had that happen. A couple had split. The boyfriend was mad because he bought it for the girlfriend. They split. So he just gave it back to us. And then I think the girlfriend contacted us 2 weeks later. It was like, I really want my snake back. Can I get it? Can I please have it? And of course, we spoke with the boyfriend and he eventually, because he was the one who purchased it. He was the one who bought it. He was the one who brought it back. And we kept it for a few weeks, made sure it was healthy, and then we gave it back to the girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah, see that would be my thing. Like if they bought it, the transaction's been made. Like, I'm not going to give you a refund on it. I'll take it. It'll get separated, like you said, go through like a whole quarantine thing. Then at that point, but yeah, Melinda, that's kind of up to you on how you want to handle that one. You can take it back, resell it, but I would not issue a refund on it because that was their mess up, screw up, all that good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Dalton, what's going on, man? It was good to see you at the show yesterday. Good chatting it up with you. Wezen the freaking Chris. Oh, Chris, you're bad, bro. You're bad. Kike, what's going on, brother? Good to see you in the chat tonight. Let's see here. All right, wait. Who did I? Okay, wait. The chat moved on me, and then it screwed me up. Bob, yes, they were TSK babies, yes. And speaking of TSK stuff, there is some TSK stuff available, more hatched out. So there will be some TSK stuff coming up for grabs and stuff that is currently up for grabs as well. Waiting on one animal to go back in the shed. It would be the TSK Xanthic Pastel. That's 66% het clown female. We got to see if she's 100% het clown, so that way I know where to price her at. But she's looking damn good, I got to say that. Congrats, Belinda. Congrats. Oh, the snake was gone for just maybe an hour or so. I don't. Why did they bring it back after an hour? Like that?
Impulse buy. It must.
Well, that tells me I bought an animal because I liked it. I went around the show, found it cheaper, and now I'm going to play a boo-hoo thing, try to get my money back so that way I can save whatever.
Right.
That's kind of that vibe I get. I mean,
we pretty much tell people, like, you know, all sales are final.
Yeah.
So once you walk away, you know, it's done. I mean, because you don't want people walking around with your snake, because that hour you could have sold it to somebody else. Yep. So you know you're losing that chance to sell it to somebody else. So especially if it's something that like several people have looked at and they just haven't pulled the trigger yet, and then you know, so I don't like doing that kind of thing, you know.
No, I'm there with you. I mean, there's been a few times. You know, I do like the non-refundable deposit thing. There's been a few times I've been very lenient with that, as far as if someone said, hey, some stuff's come up or whatever, or if I know that I really don't mind that snake stays, you know, I'm okay with foregoing that deposit because, you know, either I know I can move it at decent, or like I said, if it stays, hey, I'm not going to argue. But for the most part, yeah, like deposits or sales, that's a final thing. That's a final thing.
I see where she says she was in tears when she brought her back. Well, I have kids and tears don't work on me.
Yeah, that's yeah. I know this. My little princess, she'll come up, fussing and crying and boo-hooing about something. I'm like, oh, sweetie, that's so sad, but you're gonna have to suck it up. I love you, dear, but you gotta just suck it up and deal with it.
Just get hard after a while.
You do. And it's like, I feel bad for
it, but not on me.
Well, see, and that all right. See, I can feel Michael's position though, because that's Daddy's princess right there. I mean, look at, you know, you can tell. Look at that look. Princess sitting on the lap. She knows she got Daddy wrapped a little bit. Hadley knows she's got my number too, but I can be a little stubborn and, you know, a pain in the rear end for her a little bit. But Kara will still say that Hadley's got my number and will get me to do just about anything that I don't want to do. Have not gone the makeup route though. I draw the line of doing my makeup. We don't do makeup.
You haven't had your toenails or fingernails painted yet?
Nope, not yet. She has tried, my friend. She has tried. She came out with her little makeup kit. The selling point on it, though, for me refusing might have been you remember the Drew Carey show, right?
Yeah.
You remember Mimi?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She came out from the bathroom asking to do my makeup, and literally her makeup looked like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. I was like, no way in hell are you doing makeup on me.
He was rocking 2 toenails for about 2 weeks last month. Until he had to go to Florida.
So just like throwing me out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And you're giving away my secrets.
Oh God, that's too funny. But see, that it does show the power of Daddy's princess. That, you know. And right here's another guy, like Chris. Yeah, his little girl has his number too.
Oh, he's a big sucker when they go shopping.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Shopping, when it comes to shopping, I'm really bad with that because it's like, you don't need that. You're going to take it home. You're going to love it for a day, maybe 2. And it's going to blend in with all the other crap, especially the Barbies. I'm a big stickler. We don't need more toys because her room is Barbie, everything. The dream house, the camper, the airplane. If Barbie has it, by God, it's here. On top of the 50 million Barbies that are scattered.
Hers is stuffed animals.
Well, at least you could use those for pillows, kind of. I mean,
We could probably throw her in her room right now, and she'd just land like in a cloud. Poof.
all right, that's a little too much. That's a little too many stuffed animals in at that point. Barnes Family Pies with Rob. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, Melinda said I guess she said something about she was in college. She had to bring her to her parents' house like for the summer. Parents said hell no. Would be a restocking fee, and what she has on her own to look me up and take care of her. You got a good heart, Melinda. I think I would have been kind of like, you know what? Yeah. The sales are final. I think that's where I would have fell on with that one. Greg, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. Another channel member. All right. That catches us up. Let's go ahead, run the first channel sponsor, and we will dive into this live, guys.
Make sure you check out Nathan at Infinite Possible Pythons. He is your guy to go to if you want to get into the Bang project. On top of it, he's working a bunch of awesome ball python projects. Kahua geckos, Leachianus geckos, crested geckos, some scaleless corn snakes, and he is your one-stop shop for all your branding needs. So check him out. Check out Chris Shelley over at S Reptilia if you need a high-end ball python, blood python, locality boa, or colubrid. He's also Pennsylvania's distributor of Coco to Go and the Chipper, and he can also hook you up with some rats. So make sure you guys check out Chris over at S Reptilia.
Everybody, definitely go check those guys out. Definitely get yourself some Coco to Go and or the Chipper. Best cocoa substrate on the market, guys. Ever since I've switched to it, I have not regretted it one bit. Love this stuff. I don't know what you guys use, but Coco to Go, Chipper, guys, buy it, use it, love it. But so, Michael, Barbara, tell us a little bit about yourselves. What got you into wanting to breed snakes?
Well, we got into it. Well, it was pre-COVID. A lot of people got into it at COVID, but we got into it way before that. Our daughter actually came home one day. Our oldest one, she came home one day and said she wanted a snake. And I was kind of thinking, well, where in the world did this come from? And of course, I've always liked reptiles and stuff like that, or pretty much any animal. But and she got to talking to me about snakes and all that kind of stuff. So I asked her, where is she getting her information from? Come to find out, she was like watching a lot of YouTube, and she was watching snake programs on YouTube and stuff like that. And then I would sit down and watch them with her, and it was something like she was really into. She could like tell me how certain things about shedding and all that kind of stuff, and she'd already picked up on all this stuff. So we figured, why not? We'll get her a snake. So we got her a snake, corn snake. And then probably within the first week we had the corn snake, it got out. So I went looking for the snake. We couldn't find the snake.
It was small, very small.
It was a hatchling. So we ended up deciding, all right, well, we'll get her another snake. So we went and we looked at ball pythons. And we figured, all right, well, this is a bigger snake, so it won't escape as easily. So we bought a ball python. And then we had looked at several of them. And about a week later, I asked her, I said, so how do you like your snake? She said, well, I really like the one you got me, but I like that other one we saw better. So we all got in the car and we went and got the other one. And that's kind of where it kind of blew up from there. So
and then we found the corn snake.
Yeah. About 2 weeks later, we found actually Barbara was in the kitchen and she opened up the towel drawer in the kitchen and the snake was curled up in the towel drawer. So.
Feisty thing too.
I think
I do know a guy that got viciously, and I mean viciously, folks, attacked by a little itty bitty corn snake. Man cried and screamed never seen a grown man scream. Or all right, I didn't get to see it myself. I heard about the screaming and the boo-hooing over this baby corn snake getting this big man. Not going to mention any names, but many of the people that are watching this show do know who this big man was that is so terribly maimed from a baby corn snake. And right here's one of the people that knows that individual. Sorry, so you found the corn snake in the towel drawer. Do you guys still have the corn snake?
Yep.
Yes, we do. Actually, we still have all three of them.
He is actually a breeder for our corn snakes now.
Really?
Yep. He produced a clutch last year?
Yep.
Yeah, he produced a clutch last year for us.
Okay. No, like, because I'm very ignorant when it comes to the corn snake stuff. What morph or yeah, I guess it would be morph for them as well. But was it just specific morph of a corn snake or just your average run in the mill or?
He's what they call like a blood red.
Okay.
He's all red, solid, and then the belly is white with checkers. I don't know if you'll find him.
Oh,
He was hiding in there. And
so
then
that
I
sounds
paired him.
really cool.
I paired him with. He's in blue.
Yeah.
He's in blue. So you can't even see him because he's so in blue.
But still, that's like, even though he's in blue, when I'm thinking corn snake, I'm thinking pattern, and he's like patternless, basically.
Yeah, so even when he's red, you might see he had a pattern as he was aging. That pattern started fading. It was just like the vertical lines that he had in him, but he might have a little bit of a pattern on his belly, which is checkered a little bit. But I forget what girl I paired him with. But they produced a bunch of some normals, some reds like him, some gray. They were kind of more on the gray scale.
Okay. See, that's something like
he might have been like second because I produced snows. I had some snows last year too that I made.
Okay. See, I feel like the market's so focused on ball pythons that, and I'm bad for it too because I want to try to find people that work with other species or people that specialize in other species as well. And it is really hard, believe it or not, to find people that specialize in other species because every time you want to look up for breeders and stuff, their main focus is the balls. Like,
well, yeah, I would say ours was ball. We started breeding balls first.
Okay.
And then we started collecting more corns, and he was already a way huge. That adult male, he's big. My female corns that I have, he's probably twice their size, and they produce eggs on him.
Oh.
And I didn't realize they could even produce eggs that small. But we had gotten our corns from Brian Barczyk when he was selling off his colubrids.
Oh, okay.
And he said they were breeder ready, and when they came, they were so small I couldn't imagine putting him in with them. But they produced like anywhere from 9 to 12 eggs.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, okay, I did not realize that females were so small like that when they're breeder ready.
Yeah. Well, now, how do the corn snakes sell? And what does I know it's going to vary on morph, but also what's kind of like the average price range for a corn snake?
Usually about the ones that we're producing and stuff like that, anywhere from
75 to 100.
Yeah, Well, I think the most expensive one we sold was like $200. So
Okay.
It's not like ball pythons where you can sell one for like $2,000 or something like that. I'm sure there's ones out there, but we don't have any.
The palmetto, which is that white corn snake with the speckling on it. I've got the hets of two to make that, and I just haven't produced it yet. Those go for a lot more.
So I kind of figured it would depend on how the odds hit, genetics or recessives, but I also didn't know because I know like there's a lot of locality stuff with corns, so I didn't know hopefully I get this right when how I word this. I didn't know if there was a lot more of the genetics at play, or if it's more of the locality at play as far as with the value of them.
I think it's a lot like with the genetics and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Patrick,
We
what's
have
up?
king
Thanks for
snakes
tuning in.
too as well.
All right, I did because you got, if I remember correctly, you have some California kings, right?
We got
Thought
some
so.
California kings, and then I got some Mexican black kings.
Ooh, didn't you guys get a Mexican black or something from Chris?
I did, and I have no
I'm
idea where
pretty
it's at.
sure I remember that.
It vanished within the first 24 hours, maybe.
What?
It was a little longer than that. Somebody left the cage open.
Ah, Michael, did that one pop back up, please?
I have not seen it.
Nope.
So.
Ah. It probably somehow
Yeah,
managed
that
to.
was a disappointment
Oh, I
there
bet.
because I've been waiting on that king snake. So
We have a corn snake that's what got out right around the same time with the king snake. So my cat that's over here hiding in the corners, she knows how to open tubs. She took her claws and she just opened up the corn snakes that are behind us here. She actually just knows how to open up the tub. And so she just opened it up and we came home and it was the aspen everywhere and no corn snake.
Oh, that sounds like John and Christine there at Triforce had their one cat likes to do that too. So they put like little dangling locks so that way the cat can't pull them open anymore.
She's smart. She knows how to open the gecko cages that have turning locks.
You guys are
So
rude. Lock that out.
So they have locks on them so you can actually lock key it. So we have to
okay.
key lock all of them.
Oh wow.
I don't know if she'll mess with a snake anymore because one of these guys behind us, which is our newest project, got out in the living room and I think she had a nice encounter with it. So she's terrified.
Oh yeah, Kitty met its match.
yeah, we got some Brazilian rainbow boas here behind us, and the ones that we got are like really feisty. They will light you up. And one of them got out. So,
I guess that answers my next question. I was gonna say show one of those off, but if they're a little on the feisty side,
we have a couple that are really nice.
we have a couple that are nice.
So we have two that are captive. We have two that are captive bred that we bought, and we have two that are wild caught ones. We for sure got to be wild caught because they don't like to be handled at all, and they lit him up. So this is one of the captive bred females.
No, thank you.
They are so beautiful. Their heads kind of half freak me out. I don't know why, but their colors are unmatched.
After they shed, that's when they're really that rainbow is just like.
Oh, I bet. Their iridescence is nuts.
Yeah, the iridescence on them is just remarkable. So
this is one of our newest projects that we want to try to produce. We have 2 females and 2 males.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. Is how many did you guys get?
Yeah, so we have 2 breeding sets and they are ready to breed.
So we were wanting to get into these, and I was bidding on one on Morph Market, and when we went to a show, a guy had a pair of them, and I ended up buying the pair. And I thought, all right, well, I'm not going to bid on the other one anymore, and I won it anyways.
He figured somebody was going to come back and outbid him anyways because it was a low bid. Yeah. And then when he won it, the guy says, well, I have female too if you want to just buy a pair. So I was like, oh, well, okay.
Man.
So I ended up with 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And then I went ahead and had this cage built. So...
Like, there's not many people I don't think that work with them either. I know I had somebody, it was a while ago, ask me about Brazilians. And I was like, the last person I knew that worked with them was Riley at Riley's Reptiles. And like, that was like the last person I knew of personally that was breeding and working with them. So
yeah,
it's good to see that you guys are going to be doing something with them because I don't think there's many people that do stuff with them. In all honesty,
Yeah, we did. Like I was telling you earlier, we cut back on some of the ball pythons that we had and everything. We sold off a lot of the ones that um, we're not going to breed anymore. I mean, at this point, we have replacements for them, something with more genes in it and that kind of thing. Obviously, like we had some bananas and stuff like that. I have banana pies, banana inchy pies, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, I'm never going to use just a regular banana again. So, we sold those off and everything. So, and then we started getting into other things, like other projects. We want like boas and these rainbow boas and stuff like that. We started getting into that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
we have a 9-foot boa that we have our friends holding our female and our male for us because he had the caging to hold them.
Oh, okay.
And he was pairing them for us all year. And I think she actually
Yeah.
laid, but they were all slugs and one baby, but it was stillborn. So it was her first one of the ever being produced for her.
So that was our first boa clutch that we,
Mhm.
I think you met John because John was with us at the show there in Baltimore.
Hill City Exotics. He's got our boas for us.
Yeah, so we're doing kind of a joint project with him for the boas and stuff, and we basically lent him the boas, and he was going to pair them up and all that kind of stuff. He's got some as well, so. So our first experience into the boas didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but it is what it is. So
I've heard though that boa, and I don't know if rainbow boas are the same way, but just listening to my buddy Mike when he was breeding the boas, it sounded like they were very hit or miss in a very you'll have females just roll on you for no reason. He had a female crush another male and killed it. Like it sounds like the boa breeding aspect is very like hit and miss. I'll put it that way. From some of the stuff he's told me, it's just like, man, like I don't know if I'd be able to do that. And it's just like it sounded like they were very challenging. I don't want to say challenging because obviously people can do it, no problem. But like they were very gimmicky. Almost it sounded.
It's almost like we talked about with the boas and stuff like that. It's not like with ball pythons and stuff like that. You get a clutch of eggs, you got like 56, 60 days to prepare, hatchling tubs. with a boa, you're getting a live litter. So
you're proof. Right there they are.
Right.
And then
I'm excited for these.
The few pictures he sent me and other friends have sent me or in chats and stuff of pictures of boa litters, I was just like, no way, you guys can have that. Like that mess, just nope, no way in hell am I gonna do boas. I will stick with pythons. No way with boas. I know Chris there at BNS, he had a really cool IMG thing, was all black this weekend at his table. Thing was beautiful, but no.
Yeah.
Oh, we've definitely kind of jumped into the boa game. We've got a couple of young ones right now that we're trying to raise up. Different genetics, different localities and everything that
it's kind of difficult to keep up with all these things, when you got corn snakes, king snakes, boas, and I mean, Lord,
I believe it.
Right.
Sometimes
that's where Husbandry Pro comes in.
Take out the new batter, folks. Exactly. Which, all right. Well, we'll keep on with this topic, but I do want to commend you. I think you guys were the very first people that I got to post a link for their Husbandry Pro store in the description. That made me so happy to see that. It's just, I think if you're not using Husbandry Pro, folks, you are sleeping. Use it. I would say scan that. I always lean the wrong way. Scan that QR code, even though my name's in the way of it there. But links in the description, guys. Use it. Use code Warfels60. Get that 60-day free trial. Now, you brought up an interesting point with the whole all the different breedings, keeping track of them and all that. You do have a lot going on because the boas breed differently, the balls breed differently, and then I'm assuming with the corn snakes, you've got to brewmate them, don't you, before you can to set them into their breeding cycle? Plus the king snakes too, right?
Mm-hmm. So last year, all we did was with the corn snakes, we kept them in our living room. I just put a black sheet over top of them, and I dropped their heat down on them, and that seemed to help. But our corn snake Cornelius, he's our very first corn snake. We didn't brewmate him, but he was our top breeder this year. He bred with no problem without being brewmated. So I don't know if it's just because our living room was naturally cooler. It's hot now because we got a lot more animals in it.
Yeah,
but he had no problem breeding for us not being brewmated.
Interesting. I guess it's possible, but I wonder if it's because just like ball pythons with, now as far as breeding that you can breed ball pythons year round. I wonder if corn snakes are starting to get so far away from their origins that their natural cycles are maybe starting to disappear, possibly. I don't know. Like, maybe that doesn't make sense, but like maybe they're getting so far detached from their natural way of living that if they don't have the cold cycle, oh well, maybe that slight temperature drop that they get just naturally from whatever room they're in is enough now to do it. That's cool. That'd be interesting to find out.
As soon as I put him in with a female, he was locking up right away.
Okay. Now, do you use the corn snakes, the king snakes as disposal units too? If you have like stillborns or anything like that, or
I have one king snake that will eat the smaller corn snakes, and then I have a few that will eat corn snake eggs and stuff like that for me that are no good, and leopard gecko eggs and stuff like that. They'll eat them with no problem. But I only have one king snake that's interested in snakes. So,
see that one, I think that's cool because I always hate I think nothing should go to waste. So I think that's good that at least you've got something to help use some of the bad, stuff that's not usable. But I was always curious because I've thought about getting a California king. Everybody on the channel probably heard me say it 100 different times. I've always wanted a California king snake. And it's got to be something because the black and white, and you guys all know my love for Exantic, so it's got to be tied to that. But I was always so hesitant because I've heard and seen so many different videos and people say about on how you'll be holding them, everything's fine and dandy, and then next thing you know, they're just trying to eat you for no reason at all. So it's always been kind of like in the back of my head, do I really just want to get gnawed on out of the blue for no reason? Ooh, look at that.
So that's an albino cow king.
Okay. And there's the cat.
And that's my snake eater. He'll eat him. Yes.
The cat's like, let me play with that, Dad.
So the Mexican, I know the female Mexican black king snake will eat another snake because when I put my male in there, she tried to eat it.
She did try to eat him.
See, that's the other thing I was.
That's your male.
Yeah, as soon as I put him in there, this my male. That
almost got eaten.
Yeah.
But I just love these things, how dark black they are and all that.
I think
I love their
I think
belly.
He's getting ready to shed. He's coming out of. He's not
the bellies on the Mexican blacks have always fascinated me because it's like almost like reminds me of bluing on like a gun or something. It's like just very sleek, shiny, and just that blued look. They are cool looking now.
Yeah, look on their belly. You can see like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Chris was always trying to sell me on the Mexican black, and I was just like, no, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. If I get a king snake, it's got to be a cow king because it's been like just an obsession of mine. Like, it's got to be the black and white cow king. Like, that's it. That's the only king snake I'll get. And like, he tried to sell me so hard on the Mexican blacks, I just wouldn't budge. Like, he almost got me, but I wouldn't budge.
I was like, I was almost sick when I lost that male that I got from.
I bet.
Because I had, I got him and I was thinking, all right, well, this is I got my female, now I got my male, and I went in there. So I kept it in the container, and then when I went in there to put it in its enclosure, I went and got the container, and I noticed the container was open, and I thought, oh Lord.
And that's it. That feeling would make you sick. Yeah.
Right.
I feel you on that one, man.
And he was pretty tiny.
Nikita, what's up?
Oh.
What was that? Sorry.
He was a pretty tiny one too, so he could slip into anything. Anyway,
if that one corn snake found its way into your towel drawer,
yeah,
man. Ashley, Nikita, thanks for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Another top tier channel member. Thank you, girls. Let's see here. JK, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Julia, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Hopefully those babies you got are doing good still. So, where are we? All right, let me run another channel sponsor. Man, we're almost like an hour into this already. Like,
wow.
This isn't right, guys. This isn't right. I get into this shit. All right, another channel sponsor. We'll dive back into this.
Head on over to Triforce Morphs if you're looking for that missing piece in your ball python breeding project. While you're there, add a little bit of laser citron to the mix, folks. John and Christine can also hook you up with the crested gecko, so don't forget that. Turn up the heat with Triforce Morphs. If you want to use the best reptile record keeping and tracking software on the market today, scan the QR code or click our partnership link in the description down below for a free 30-day trial of Husbandry Pro. I promise you will not regret it.
Use that code, folks. Use that code. And yes, that little background thing was done off of a mock-up of this. I just hacked it a little bit. But anyway, use that code, guys. As you've heard Michael and Barbara say it, Husbandry Pro is worth it. It makes everything so much easier, guys. So much easier. Especially like this weekend at the shows, I had so many people ask me questions about this or that and birth dates, feeding. Just like scan that code, they scanned it, and their eyes lit up. It was almost like watching a kid on Christmas opening up and seeing that one toy they always wanted. Just seeing it, like so many people complimented me on it, thinking on how cool that is. That because nobody else really does it. Mm-hmm. There's very few people that use it, and it's sad because if everybody would use it, it would make selling animals so much easier because. This is a quick little jab for everybody here with Husbandry Pro. If Michael buys a snake from me, like he did, I can transfer all of that data from me to him, and he's got everything about that animal. To me, that data is worth it. That ability to do so gives the customer that extra boost of confidence, I feel, because they've got all that data. They can see everything about that animal. Definitely best investment. And also, if you're afraid to go out on vacation or something because you're afraid of thermostats going out of whack, if you got the Spiderweb herp stats, you can link that to your Husbandry Pro account. There is a certain tier that comes into play with, but you can link it to your Husbandry Pro account, folks. And no matter where you're at, you can keep track of what your thermostats are saying. So another nice peace of mind there. So give it a shot, guys. Warfels 60, get the free 60-day trial. So, all right, what of all the species you guys are working with, what's your favorite? And you don't have it could be anything. It doesn't have to be the balls. It could be your corns or your cows, whatever.
Mine's still going to be the ball pythons, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say with the ball pythons, it's still like Christmas when they start hatching and You're getting those egg pippin and like, oh my God, look at that nose. That's not normal. That's not normal colors. What do we got there? It's like Christmas Day when you got those, and what are you getting and what are you producing?
It is. It really is. Like, see, here's it. Like, you make a good point with that. For me, I still enjoy the carpets more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
done the live birth stuff yet. We're working on that. That might.
Yeah, probably the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the rainbow boas. I mean, as far as a future project and stuff like that, either the rainbow boas or the Mexican black king snakes. I mean, those are the two that I'm really excited about producing. So, but I mean, as far overall, I just I'm getting more into Desert Ghost and that kind of thing. I'm still trying to create my own Desert Ghost. I want a super pastel Desert Ghost clown.
Ooh,
and
that would be beautiful.
So I'm working on. So
that would
I got hits on both sides, So I'm just. I'm gonna be pairing that probably this coming fall or any day now, I guess. Since it's already fall.
I was gonna say, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my 25 breeding season is underway. I've already got 2 locks, I think, 2 or 3 locks already. Yeah, like it was a rude awakening the other week. I went through ultrasounding and I started seeing girls at like 11 and 12 mils. I'm just like, yeah, this season really kind of caught up real quick. Like, because I've got 2 clutches in the incubator still. Got 1 or 2 girls that still might go for this year yet. Mm-hmm. And like, it's just, I don't know, it seemed like the wheel never stopped spinning.
Yeah.
So seeing those females at like 11 and 12 mil, I'm just like, I've got to get 25 figured out real quick. So it literally took, maybe I went through too quick. I don't know, but it took me about a week to go through and figure out everything.
Yeah, we haven't even done that. We literally just pulled our last clutch out of the incubator and just put them in their tubs.
Oh, gee, I just pulled a clutch, I think it was 4 or 5 days ago, something like that. So that might tentatively be the last clutch, depending what these other 2 girls do.
I think the worst part of breeding ball pythons is that wait between the time the clutch is laid.
No, I think it's the time of pairing to the time. And so you're getting babies. I mean, that is the longest process ever.
It is.
I am very impatient.
The thing I hate is the females building nicely, and then she stalls. Yeah. And like kind of at like that volatile is just saying maybe she's at like 25 mil or something like that, and she just stalls there. And hangs out there for a lot longer than what you feel that she should be there. And it's just like, is she going to reabsorb? Are we going to keep going? Like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to keep this thing going. And it's just like, oh, thank God.
I think we had several females that reabsorbed this year because they were gaining and they were gaining and they were gaining girth and size. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to be soon. We should be getting that shed here soon. And then nothing. We got nothing from them this year. And it was like, well, okay. That's how this season's going.
I had one that was very anticipated because it was my big Xanthic girl. She was paired with a very nice male. And she was going good. And then all of a sudden, just the follicle started going down. Just like, no. Because, like, she's a big girl, and her last clutch was big. So laws of averages, she would have added probably another egg or 2 yet, roughly. So it would have been a very nice, good clutch to get from her, and she reabsorbed on me. I'm just like, oh. And I think my OD Xanthic girl's doing the same thing to me. Like,
Oh,
I don't know if she stalled, but she's at that point. Last year when she laid, the babies hatched around Christmas. That was like 2 weeks before Christmas, I think. So she's kind of at that point where like she's getting close to that point where you either need to be laying or something. And last time I checked the follicles, they weren't close to ovulating size, so I think we missed out. But what was I gonna say? Drawing a blank. What has been like? What are some of your ball python projects that you have cooking up?
So I'm working on I'm working on super bananas in different areas. So like this year I created super banana clowns. I created some super banana pieds. And like I was saying, earlier when we were talking, banana is probably one of my favorites. So I'm trying to put banana into everything. I got one here. We'll grab one here.
I love the cat because the cats are like, let me at it.
So this is it's kind of hard to see with the.
I might have to turn that up for you, but it might wash it out more.
Turn it down.
Yeah, it's washing it out.
There we go.
Yeah.
Give the cat to me. Or give me the snake.
I believe that to be a super banana pie. And it's like very, very washed out.
Very washed out.
Far. But the thing with that clutch is it was a banana pie, a pastel banana pie to a inchy banana pie, and I have one. Hand me that other one. I can show him real quick. That all of them came out. Of course, Inchy's gonna eliminate some of the white, but they come out like really.
This one?
Yeah.
This one's crazy.
Yeah. This one came from that same clutch.
Oh, look at that.
And it's like barely any white on it at all.
I know the camera's not going to do it just, but it's got this very weird flaming that goes from underneath up, and it just drags all the way down.
That's crazy.
So
that is nuts looking, guys.
So she's got
one little ringer at the bottom.
Yeah, she's got the one ringer down here at the trying to. They don't ever want to participate.
That's
it.
Yeah, but you can see like she's white upper sides and stuff like
orange.
that.
It's like white and orange.
Yeah, she's got like a really bright orange to her, which is kind of hard to see on the camera. But
yeah.
See, all right. Here's the thing I like. I love low white pies, but every once in a while, when you do see a full pattern pied like that, it makes me love pied so much more because the pattern is just that wacky and screwy that it just sets them apart. Like I don't know, I would almost rather have that than a high white pie.
Right.
If that makes any sense to anybody.
Then the last clutch I just I always wanted to do like make a super fire.
Okay.
And so like like the bells, I wanted to create my own. The super fire, I wanted to create my own. So the last pairing we had this year was actually a disco fire to a fire pinstripe inchy yellow belly. I don't know.
Oh my god, the amount of things that were in it.
It had an incredible amount of genes in it. But I have two that are like completely white.
White, just straight white.
And with black eyes. And then that one's crazy. That one almost, the way this one looks, almost looks
Pie.
like it's a pod.
Yeah. That looks more pied than
The other one, right?
So, I mean, you can tell like with I'm getting messed up with the camera here, but it's got a lot of white on it and a ringer and all that kind of stuff. So
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, this one looked to me. I told him, I said, there was no pied in that batch, right?
He probably went back. He's like, let's just double check.
And that's what I told him. That's where it gets you sometimes, because then you start thinking, well, what else was in there? Was there something in there that we missed when we took the genetics down?
Or did somebody forget to disclose that there's a
right.
pop?
We produce some things that you look at it and you're like, I don't know what that is.
Yep. No, that's been like, I had a clutch last year, maybe. Or let me see, 20. Yeah, it would have been last year's clutch. It was everything was het DG, het Exantic. As far as how the babies were going to turn out, it was the best that they could have been were pastels, double hets. There were 3 pastels in there that literally made several of us question if dad or if mom, which was the Exantic, didn't have het DG in her, because they literally looked desert ghost out of the egg. And even after their first shed, it was still questionable. The one you could kind of start to see dirtying up a little, but the 2 females, it still was like, what's going on with this clutch? And to this day, I mean, the male looks a little bit more normal, but he's still exceptional. But the 2 females are, I can't wait to see what kind of DG Exantics they can produce. I'll put it that way. They are that exceptional looking. It's just like, man, like I'm anticipating. That's the big thing for this year. DG Exantics, hopefully.
that's a good combination there. I love both of those. So I haven't seen anything in DG I didn't like.
Oh no. Well, see, that's the other thing. I don't think I've ever seen a bad, like I haven't seen something in Exantic that I haven't liked yet either. Like that's and DG and Exantic just perfection, my friends, perfection. Now what are some of the recessive projects other than the pods that you guys are working with?
So we got clown, we got pod, of course DG, working with hypo. Trying to think of what else we got. That might be pretty much what we got going on. You can probably hear my iguana going off in the corner.
That's the iguana. I thought it was a dog. I forgot you had a big iguana.
He's trying to climb the wall.
Oh, I forgot about the big iguana. I forgot about him.
And she's trying to show off her turtle.
Yeah.
Oh.
My tortoise.
Yeah. She's got
what kind of tortoise is it?
That's a sulcata.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now they'll get like huge, won't they?
Yeah.
Yes. We got time. We've got time. That's Matilda. We've got time.
Now, how big was it when you got it?
It was.
I was always curious as to how fast they grow.
Oh, no bigger than it hasn't grown much since we've got it. We've only had it for what, 4 months maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I asked one person about the growth, and they say it really depends on the tortoise itself. They're each different in their own. That's kind of like in their own personality, how fast they grow.
See, that's one thing we've been debating back and forth because we want to get my daughter a turtle. She's obsessed with them. And I don't want a sulcata because I don't want something where we're going to ride it around like it's a form of transportation.
Yeah, it's definitely going to need a big shelter outside with the farm animals.
Yeah. See, and that's the big thing. Like, I don't want something that big. I was thinking, like, my wife and I have been tossing back and forth about, like, one of the Russian tortoises where they're smaller or I always had an obsession with like red-eared sliders or the diamondback terrapins and stuff. But then you got to deal with the water, and water changes. So like we've been back and forth as to which way we want to go with it.
Well, she's got another one that's a land turtle, and it's in a cage over here as well. They're actually sharing a cage right now since that one's so small. There's 2 pools, a big food bowl. But that one, it's since it being a land turtle, it only goes in the water every once in a while. It just stays out, roams around. She's had that one for quite a while now, but that's as big as that one's gonna get.
Okay, what kind is that?
It's a ornamental wood turtle or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just got it at the local pet store that's here. We actually got it from Pet Zone, which is owned by Tony, who does Exotic Con.
Okay. See, that's all right. Now, what? How do I want to put it? How stinky? This is a dumb question because things could be upstairs, probably in like the living room. So that way the kids.
There's no smell to that.
Okay. I wasn't sure as to how often do you have to do like bedding changes on them, because I imagine like the poops are little, so they're probably a pain in the neck to see. And
we usually change it out about once a month anyway. So
it's on Coco. We got it on Coco just like the snakes, and she tends to soak in the water, then go bury herself or sits on a log. That's her only 3 places. That's all she does.
Maybe we need to look at more of like an actual turtle instead of like a tortoise or water turtle. Like actually go for like something like a wood turtle, or you can't have an eastern box turtle in PA. I guess you could go to get a western box turtle. I'm gonna have to expand my lookings a little bit here, because then maybe that's the better way to go. Because I don't want something that's gonna be huge. I don't want something that's gonna need this huge, enclosure outside, because I mean it gets too damn cold, and then you gotta bring the sucker in, and I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have to build a house for that tortoise when he gets big enough for outside. That's gonna have heat and all that in it. So. Oh
yeah. Oh hell no. See,
right, that's what all the other farm projects.
Oh man.
That's
so,
we have goats and chickens and ducks and turkeys, and that's what I've gotten into. I've been hatching chicken eggs because they have a quicker turnaround than snakes do. You incubate a chicken egg for 21 days and you got some chicks.
But no, are you selling the chicks off?
Oh yeah, we will. We have our local Tractor Supply up here. We have an animal swap every second Saturday of the month, and everybody goes up there with their goats, their turkeys, their chickens, and sells all their livestock off.
Oh wow, okay, well that's cool. Damn.
Mm-hmm. We've had some people actually ask us hey, why don't you come up here and set a booth up and try to sell snakes? And I'm like, it's not a bad idea, I guess, because they don't pay anything for tables. Everybody just comes out there and sets up their booth and just sells livestock.
The only problem with that would be it's like you're outside, so you're not going to have electricity. You're not going to be able to control the temperature of the enclosures or the displays or anything like that. So it's
those displays would get hot, I would think.
Right. So.
And the clientele is really, they're there for livestock, not for snakes.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing too. You'll get Farmer John's kid that once goes and they buy the snake, and Lord knows what they do with it after that, because kids do stupid things sometimes, and Well,
I told him too. I could hatch out chicks for snakes. If we needed to.
That was where I wasn't sure if that was maybe what the chicks were actually, was for snake food and stuff. Because do you guys do rats?
Yes.
Well, see, you could add that to your arsenal, because there are people that do want chicks for. I know some carpet breeders use chicks and stuff for food. So
we're building our rat collection back up. We had another bad hot summer that took out our AC again, and we ended up losing like probably
Oh, we lost. It's about
almost the whole shed.
yeah. It was close to probably 80% of my my breeders out there and everything died
man.
of the heat. So, and it just like happened. Like it's just one of those things. I mean, it's like we get a really hot day, and that just happens to be the day that our AC out there decided
It just
to quit.
overworks the air conditioner, and it just basically stops. I mean, it's blowing air, but it's not blowing cool air.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's gone out there now and installed these huge vent fans in the side of the shed. We got one more to install, and that's pulling the air in and out a little bit better. It still gets really hot in there. I think I even went and bought one of those shade curtains, the aluminum shade curtains, and to layered over top where the sun comes in towards the door to try to reflect some of the sun off of it. And I think it's been a little bit cooler out there now with that. And we've got more fans blowing. We're trying to now build them back up again. I think this is the second time that a heat wave has taken our our shed out.
that would hurt though. I mean, because I think I remember. I didn't think it was this year though. Because didn't you guys do a video on it? I thought like a year ago.
Yeah, last summer. So it was 2 summers. Yeah, basically 2 summers in a row. It's gotten really hot out there.
Oh man, that
last year I thought, all right, well, it's just a freak type thing that happened. But I mean, it happened to me 2 years in a row. So then I figured, all right, well, I got this AC thing ain't working. I got to do some other stuff. So that's when I started putting in the exhaust fans and all that kind of stuff, and getting more fans in there to move the air around and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we had fans in there, but it just got to the point where it would heat up in there too.
Yeah, we've looked into the swamp coolers. We've had a lot of people tell us that they don't use any air conditioners or anything in theirs. They just ventilate it really well and move the air through it. I think one of our biggest issues, our shed happens to be in a very, very sunny section of the yard. And so we've kind of let some of our weed trees grow up around it to try to get some more shade. There is like, once the sun's on the back side of the house, everything's in the shade. It's that first morning light as it's reaching over it. And it peaks down. And it's been harsh on that shed. We didn't choose I'd say we didn't choose a great location when we put it. It was the best spot in the yard.
It works great in the wintertime because it
Yes.
keeps it warm.
I was gonna say it's warmer. It's warm in the winter at least.
But during the summer, it gets really hot out there. So we're working out the kinks with the ventilation. And so far, the ventilation is helping. And we got more ventilation to put in there.
Oh, okay. So that's always would be my fear as far as doing rats, because I don't do my own rats yet, and I don't think I ever will for it. Not at least until I decide to do the snakes in YouTube full time, and with no more 9 to 5. Then okay, we'll take on the joys of rat breeding maybe. I know Nathan was giving me crap about not doing rats this weekend again. He's kind of like that motivator of just freaking do it, Jeremy. Just freaking do it. And I that's what I do drag my feet on it, because I keep telling myself I don't have time for that crap. I don't have time for it.
I think after this last summer heat wave and it hit those rats again, I said, can we just put the rat food money into just buying rats? I'm like so done with losing these rats.
Yes. All right. Well, how many? Because I honestly don't know. How many subscribers do you have on YouTube? Like, are you able to get monetized on YouTube yet?
Yeah, we got like 1,700 or something like that. It's not a lot, but I mean, it's like.
Well, so it's beyond that threshold, though. I would, in all honesty, guys, that look into doing your monetization stuff.
We got to get more videos too.
Yeah,
we get so busy we can't get videos out.
I was just saying that's it. I mean, but instead of doing the rats, use that time from the rats and make content. Because that content it makes money, though. I mean, let's face. I mean, it's not a whole lot of money, but like I think on average, with no super chats at all throughout the whole 30-day span, of your pay period, I'm still making. I don't know, 100 and somewhere in the neighborhood of like 120 to like 160. It really varies if I have a video that really hits good, or I have noticed, like, because I've been combining the egg cuttings with the clutch updates, and because of the kids being involved, YouTube for whatever reason doesn't like you having kids in front of the camera. I don't know why, but they don't push those egg cuttings and updates as much, and it's just like I don't get it. Like, you would think they would, like, you've got all these other kid programs that kids can watch. Like, I just don't get it. Anyway, those videos haven't been. I was hoping it would boost the videos, people watching them. It's kind of done the opposite. So I think I'm going to go back to egg cutting solo and then doing the updates solo. I don't know. Because I still want to have the kids involved with the egg cuttings, because Hadley loves doing the egg cutting. That little girl starts trash talking. Like, she gets wound up. She gets like, she keeps telling her brother, "I'm going to beat you." And yeah, like, she gets into it. And yeah, everybody loves seeing Hadley. Hudson, my little guy, he's a year and a half. He's getting into it now. Like, he has no idea what the hell's going on. But he likes seeing the little baby snakes in the eggs and everything. He just likes being in the snake room in general. But Charlie, what's up, brother? Shedtesting.com, guys. Make sure you guys go over, use Charlie. It's who I use. Charlie just gave me some very good results. Gave me 2 no's, 2 negatives, but he gave me 2 positives. So yeah, hey, it was better than the last round of tests that I sent him, where he started off the text with, "I have some bad news." Then you're in for it. At least this time he didn't start that one off. It started off like that. He said, "Hey, here you go," and I was happy, because let's show this girl off. I was hoping she would prove out. Now, this girl is not up for grabs, but this girl's probably one of the coolest looking snakes this year that we've made. But this is, if I could see what's going on here, this is our Silver Streak Leopard Het DG female. So super black pastel leopard, or super pastel black pastel, sorry, and leopard.
That's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like this ghosty gray. Her pattern is what I love. Like, I've got some crazy line of leopard, and it just she's just pixelated the whole way down her sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
I like what the leopard definitely did to that pattern.
Yeah, like, it absolutely gorgeous looking animal. So she proved out to be a Het DG, so she is staying. That is also a sneak peek, everybody, to this week's video, because that is from Clutch. Well, wait. What clutch is that? That's Clutch 9, I think, right? Yeah, Clutch 9. So sneak peek, because this week's video is showing off the egg cutting, and you guys getting to see the babies from Clutch 9. But let me go ahead and run some more of the channel sponsors here real quick, and we'll get back to this.
Stop wasting time trying to prove out animals or taking chances on possible hets or genes you don't know that are there. Head on over to Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles and ShedTesting.com for all of your shed testing needs. He's fast, accurate, and adding new tests on a regular basis. So head on over to ShedTesting.com and check him out. Make sure to use the code CARPET15 for 15% off of your shed test order. Use nothing but the best at ShedTesting.com.
I'm talking too much.
Are you ready to take it to the next level? Then check out DTMG Pythons. Danny is best known for his awesome clown ball python projects. This year's focus is Confusion, Hurricane, and Disco Inferno clowns. He also specializes in high-end crested gecko morphs such as Exantic, Lily White, and Exantic Lily Whites, along with the Deadpool line of gargoyle geckos. Check out his morph market and Instagram, DTMG Pythons. Just buy it. Lucas Landon Royals produces some truly high-caliber snakes. Kai has been breeding ball pythons for 6 seasons and counting. He's working toward multi-recessive combos such as DG Clown, Hypoclown Pied, Sunset Candy Pied, and DG Exantic Pied. He's working with several other species of snakes, but next year he's going to start breeding boa imperators, and he also has a small group of super dwarf retics. So be on the lookout for some super dwarf cow retics. Become a royal at Lucas Landon Royals.
Thank you very much, all the channel sponsors. That does catch us up with all the channel sponsors. I'd greatly appreciate them partnering with me. God, I can't speak. Please, everybody, go ahead and check out the sponsors, though, because they do help the wheels keep turning here, and it helps me, it helps me feel as though I'm mattering to the community. Like, I don't know. It's just me helping promote people that I just love. Like, I love all the channel sponsors. I do know them personally. I hang out with several of them on a regular basis. So do appreciate all of their love and support. Also, if anybody would like to become a channel member, link is in the description down below. Let's see. Are you wearing the short shorts now? I have not gotten to wearing the shorty shorts yet, Keith. I keep joking around about it. I haven't done it yet. I actually got made fun of yesterday because I did not have the shorty shorts, and I just had normal long length shorts. Michael, in case you were slightly confused on that one, apparently shorts must be above the knee to make you cool. If they go below your knee, you're old. The fashions have changed beyond the knee. You're old. I do have to say, I think I remember when this was the style. I was leaving the grocery store today, and there was a gentleman walking like he had legs made of wood, and it was because his pants were falling down, and like it just made me think, it's like, God, that was the fashion back when I was a teen. And I remember it's like, maybe this guy didn't get the memo that like they do make belts. Like,
Right.
It was painful to watch because it's just like, he was like, just pull your pants up, man. Just pull the pants, just pull them up. Anyway, it makes me feel maybe that's where I'm at with the shorts. Maybe people are like, just go above the knee, man. Go above the knee. But yeah. So anyway, that was a whole big funny episode one night, like where we had Nathan's wife on explaining to us why shorts must be above the knee. So that was a live that went completely off the deep end. It was funny though. Avelio, what's up, dude? I was hoping to see you out at Oaks yesterday, but you didn't show up, bro. Hope everything's doing good, and good to see you in the chat. Jeremy, would you happen to know if Triforce accepts PayPal, friends, and family? I would think they would, Bob. I don't see why not. Get a hold of them. Send them a message on Instagram would be the best way to get a hold of them. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't accept friends and family. But yeah, get a hold of them. I'm pretty sure they accept basically everything, though. In all honesty, I mean, hell, John might even accept a kidney if depending on what you're trying to get. But so we lost Barbara.
She went to the other room to get something.
Oh boy, who knows? It's maybe she can bring out that big iguana.
Oh no, it's not that fascinating. She said she went to go do laundry.
Oh, well, that's not it. Yeah, that's really not exciting. What the world, Barbara?
Tarantula, yes.
Wait, tarantulas? Wait, you guys got?
We have some tarantulas as well.
Oh, spiders don't scare me, but they're freaky. Like, yeah, like this man my wife. I would be divorced very quickly if I told my wife, "Hey, I'm bringing spiders into the house." Like, she'd be, "Peace out, see ya. Here's the papers."
Yeah, so we got into
versus color.
some of the tarantulas and stuff, and then we also I had a
I can't even see him, but
Right there. Right, a little bit up there.
What the? That's just freaky looking, Barbara.
that's an avicularia.
Like,
that's
all you see is like these little black dots at the end of this furry little fuzzball.
And then I have this, which is a versicolor. A lot of people have been asking for those.
All right, now that looks like the little tarantula thing you can make in the creepy crawler machine years and years ago when I was a kid.
So one thing I have now that I thought I got no interest in it at all, and that I got a scorpion, and I just happened to one of the people that we actually got some goats from knew we had spiders and snakes and all that kind of stuff, and she had a spider that she was going to wanted to know if we wanted it, and then she said she had a scorpion too, and so I told her, yeah, why not?
Yeah, well, no. Can you hold like this? This
I
may be
know.
really dumb question. Can you hold a scorpion?
I don't.
Okay. Like that's every scorpion I've ever seen. Like one, I picture scorpions as being deadly, and maybe that's a misconception, which it probably is. But also, like I just imagine that wouldn't feel good getting nailed by that tail if they decided to nail you with it.
Yeah, I'm just not interested in all that. It's cool looking, and they'll if you shine a black light on them, they actually glow.
I did know that they glowed, but that's still like they're just freaky. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But
All scorpions glow.
I can maybe deal with the tarantulas easier than the scorpions.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause
so we did a big, not a big enclosure, like about like this size enclosure for him and all that kind of stuff, and
okay.
Because we're doing 3D prints as well, so that piece inside.
Yeah, this is,
yes, we can't forget
this
about
is,
the
let's
3D
see.
printed stuff.
This is a I don't know if I see the spider in there.
She's actually webbed herself down in there.
Oh yeah,
she's webbed in right now.
She's got that's her web right there. So
She's buried.
Oh wow!
But this is one that we set up, and I actually 3D printed that castle and stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So was that like your new venture too? On top of the stakes, you guys are doing 3D printing and stuff too?
Yeah, we got into that because I wanted to do just make some like water bowls and stuff like that, and our own hides and stuff like that. So I bought a 3D printer and started making our own hides and stuff like that. And,
okay. Now, how have you? All right, because with the water bowls, because I've got a friend that we've been trying to figure out some slight issues with the water bowls. Have you managed to be able to get them to not leak?
Yeah, some
of the stuff we've gotten made, some of it's good, and others it leaks slow, and others it just leaks bad. And we don't know what the heck to make of it all.
Right. Well, I mean, so I don't do any of the designs or anything. I usually just buy the files or and the designs and so forth, and then I just print them out. But there's different ones that you can get, and there was one that I got that it would leave like little gaps or like little pinholes in it and stuff like that. So you just finding the right file. To where when you print them out, they got a good base on, and it could be in the settings too. When you're setting up your 3D printer, the thickness and the walls and all that kind of stuff. But The ones we printed and everything else have done really well. I mean, with all the corn snake hatchlings and stuff like that, I printed out like a set, like a little food dish to put the little pinky mouse in, and then a water bowl, and then a little hide too. So,
Okay.
I printed out like a little set that we could put in the.
Here's an empty setup you can show.
All right.
He's got the set that we
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah, so this is like when I sell corn snakes, sometimes I'll give them this little enclosure and everything. We put aspen in it, and that's the little hide right there.
Okay, well, there's
Oh, okay.
And then a little water bowl, and then
I like a food bowl.
a little food bowl. So
I like the little rock look that it's got to it.
Yeah, so we would usually do like a food bowl with the small hatchlings and stuff like that, just because when you put the pinky in there, if you're feeding frozen thawed or something like that, the substrate's not going to stick to it. You put it in the little bowl,
Yeah.
So that's I kind of like doing that when I'm feeding the hatchlings and stuff like that. So I don't want them ingesting the aspen substrate. So
Now,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. How big can you print those bowls out at? Or is it just whatever that file set to?
So I can scale them up to, I think the plate on the biggest machine I have is, I think 10 inches square.
Okay.
And it can print up to, I think, like 13 inches or something like that. So
Okay. See, that's interesting, because I think they were designing theirs from scratch. So I wonder if it isn't something where in the settings there's something screwy with it or something. Because like I said, I mean, I've got a couple that are perfect, and then I've got a couple where they have a very slow leak, and then it just gets too much humidity in the enclosures and stuff. It just kind of because they were they're really nice bowls. It's just there's an issue, there's a hiccup somewhere in the printing of it.
And the filament and stuff like that you use it's not really all that expensive. The machines have gotten a lot cheaper now too. So the thing about it is it just takes a long time to print something. So like that castle that I showed you, I think it took like 13 hours to print.
Oh, there's a lot of detail look in that, though. I can believe that.
Because I like skulls.
Yeah, this is like a little skull water
Oh,
bowl.
that's cool.
Yeah. So
we use those for the tarantulas.
Yeah, we use those for the tarantulas and stuff like that. When I did the scorpion cage or enclosure, I printed out like little hides and stuff like that. I actually made a coffin that he could get into and stuff like that.
It's got awesome.
It's got skulls in it. So I just I wanted to do it. I mean, we do go to shows and stuff like that, and we'll sell some of that stuff as well. But
well, that was gonna be my next thing. Is like, are you guys selling that stuff at shows when you get back to doing shows? Because I know we were saying backstage that there's some stuff going on that you're not able to do shows like you used to.
Yeah, can't really see it
cool.
But that's the center there. It's the coffin and so forth.
Skull head.
Yeah, and then I printed that skull.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I got it basically because I wanted to do some of my own decorations and stuff like that, so for some of my displays. And then we just started getting, of course, Shayla wanted toys and stuff like that. So we started printing some toys and all that kind of stuff as well. And so that's her thing. Like, so when we go to the shows and stuff like that, she sells the 3D printed stuff. That's her own little deal and all that kind of stuff. So we print them out for her and all that kind of stuff, and she'll so the last show we went to is kind of funny. Last show we went to, she had a guy come over and ask her about I think it was an axolotl that we had printed, and he it was like for $10, and he said, "Would you take 8 for it?" She says, "It's $10."
What don't you get? The price is what the price is, man. That's fun. Would you take it? It's 10.
And we're not ridiculously pricing those up either. Like,
I mean, we got so I bought the one, and then after I bought the one, it's like, oh man, it's like takes so long to print something. I could get more stuff done if I had another one. So
Yeah.
I bought a second one. So now we can print like 2 different things at
toys
one
on
time.
one, our hides on the other.
So that way you're not tying up like one machine for like 12 hours printing something while you're, and then you got to wait to print something else. So I got them both going at one time and that kind of thing. So
Now, what's a printer run roughly? Because I'm totally ignorant on that end. On that.
So
aspect.
I think the smaller one I got, for some reason I'm thinking it was right around $300.
Oh, that's
and
not
then, yeah, and then the bigger one was probably about $450. I got some stuff with it though, because I bought like a kit, so it was probably around $500 and something. But
that's still not bad though.
no.
Like, I mean, I like when you go back and when you think about what like a normal printer was,
right?
5 years ago, 10 years ago, and now you're now able to print 3D stuff now. For that's really not that bad. Like that's impressive.
It's just really cool to be able to do it and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, it's cool to be able to, like, when you're setting up an enclosure for something, you can just like make your own decorations for it and all that kind of stuff. So that's the main reason that I wanted it, so I could do just kind of my own things with the enclosures and stuff.
Oh, for sure. That would be so cool to be able to jazz up some of your enclosures for like the snakes, just with little knickknacks, but you know what I mean, like little odds and ends, like a skull here, because you can print so much neat stuff off of that. That is cool. That is very, very cool, guys. Now, I do want to say hello to this guy here, Phil. What's up, brother? I was giving you a shout out earlier, telling folks on how the mean thing that I did to you this week, or yesterday, I should say, and twisted your arm. I didn't even twist it. Still, like, place that poor snake in your hands. You ended up buying it, but I am glad it went to you, bro. Good to see you. And it's okay you're late tonight, just for that reason. You're probably, setting up that beauty, so it's all right. And Bob Allen Triforce says, send them a private message. Phil, but man, I may be the worst, but I tell you what, you had a smile from ear to ear, my friend. You had a smile from ear to ear. So if that's what being the worst is, I will take it. What are some of your plans for the future for your business? Where do you want to go? Like, do you want to slim down on certain species and add on other species? I know you're adding on a little bit already, but like, what are your plans for the future?
So I really do want to get into like more of the boas and the king snakes and stuff like that. I definitely want to keep my base as far as the ball pythons, because there's something about those that just for me is like that's the home, and so there's but what I did do is, like, instead of spreading out and having so many different projects that we were working on in the ball pythons, I started cutting back on certain ones that I had that I bought some visual Xanthics, and then I ended up having head Xanthics, and I'm thinking, well, why am I keeping heads? I mean, I got visuals, so and then there was some other projects that we had that like the lavender albinos. I had some heads of those, and I just sold those off. I just into too many different things. I like the desert ghost. I like pieds. I like clown. So I mean, I'm gonna go with there, and then expand onto that, adding hypo, desert ghost to clown, pied, and then of course I love banana. I love the yellow color of the banana. So I'm mixing banana into just about everything that I'm working with.
He didn't like pied when we first started getting into snakes.
I didn't actually when we first started getting them, and she said she wanted. I actually told her, I said, why do you want? It looks like somebody ran out of ink when they printed it.
My mom always said it looked like the snake got stuck in a sock.
But then, after a little, we got a couple of them, and then it's like the patterns and stuff like that. Yeah, just like, oh wow, these are. And then the white, when it gets that bright white, it's like really cool. So, and then I like my blue-eyed Lucies. Ain't much you can do with that other than that, But,
No.
There's just something about a pure white snake with that with those blue eyes that that I like. So, I have about 4 of those. And they're just ones
We produced them all out of like one clutch.
Yeah, and they're just ones I'm holding on to. So just because I like them,
I tell you what, I've only gotten one clutch where I hit a bell, and that was one bell.
Yeah.
The other time, like I've bred from every year, either the female would reabsorb. She reabsorbed one this past year. The year before, she laid a clutch of basically all slugs. 2 eggs were good. Out of those 2 eggs, one baby was good. The other baby was massively deformed. And needless to say, I've only got one bell under my belt. Like bells are like my kryptonite. Bells and GHI Mojaves. I cannot make a plain GHI Mojave unless banana's attached to it. Only way I can do it. I don't get it.
I was actually this past season, I was actually able to create 2 GHI Mojaves, but one of them didn't make it. So I got one left, female, and that was another one of those things that I wanted to create myself, and I think that's like kind of one of the things that I like so much about the ball pythons and everything is you see these snakes and you think, wow, that is really cool. And then you think, I can make that. So instead of buying it, I'm like, I'm going to make it,
It's a pride thing. It's a pride thing, man. Like I did it this year for a freeway. I could go out and buy a stupid freeway.
Oh, yeah.
What's the freeway cost now? I want a pastel freeway, but what a pastel freeway now in this market, maybe $300?
Right.
Maybe 4. I don't know.
That's why we want a super asphalt.
Yeah.
I had a whole clutch going just for a pastel freeway. You know what I got? Not one freaking freeway. Out of 7 babies. Not one freeway. I got 4 ivories. 1 pastel Enchi ivory out of those 4. Which in the egg I thought I hit pastel Mardi Gras at first. Just an ivory. But I hit ivories out the wazoo. A pastel Enchi, a spider yellow belly asphalt, and then an Enchi yellow belly or asphalt. Completely missed on what I was shooting for out of 7 eggs. It was just like, what the hell? And then after, like, I'd already sold the mom, and I already told myself if I didn't hit it this time, like, I wasn't going to try for it again. I'll just buy a super asphalt and run with it after that. But it was just like
That's what we need.
completely fell on my face for the one thing I was looking for. And it's such a simple thing to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a pastel ivory female, and I just bought not too long ago an asphalt because I want to make a freeway. So I want to make the pastel freeway.
Oh,
So,
my, yeah.
so I'm kind of, she should be up to size this year, and he's already up to size. So hopefully we'll have a pairing this year, and maybe we can make a freeway.
Spiders love me. Sorry.
Well, I want the pastel though. It's gotta be-
I think that they look, for as much crap as what pastel gets, there are several combos pastel looks phenomenal in, folks.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, there's just certain, like, and the funny thing is, it's like just stupid little checklist things. I think every breeder has. It doesn't matter if you could go out and buy it. I think every breeder has those checklist snakes that you want to be able to say you made.
Right.
And like, that was one of them, a plain GHI Mojave. I just wanted to make a plain GHI Mojave. Still can't hit the sucker. After 4 years of trying, I haven't made the stinking thing without banana. It just, like, there's just several little checklist snakes I want to make. And the odds are always against me. I don't get it. Phil says pastel lavender albino stuff is great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the lavender albino I kind of got out of because I just, like I said, I had two hets, and I just thought I'm not gonna, I got so much other. I got albino pieds, banana pieds, regular pieds, and I did. I wanted the Mojave pie. Actually, I wanted the Pistave pie, pastel Mojave, and I paired. I had a pairing of the Mojave, and when I bought it, it was one of those. It's one of those deals where you met somebody in a parking lot and you buy it, and it was supposedly het pied, supposedly het clown, and it was Mojave. So I paired it up with a pastel pie, and I ended up getting was it 4 snakes out of the. I think it was 4 snakes out, 4 eggs. All 4 of them were pastel Mojave pies.
Oh, gee.
I never would get odds like that again in my life.
Nope. No, you basically, you should have bought a lot. Well, maybe you shouldn't have bought a lottery ticket because you wasted all your luck right then and there. Like that's impressive. See, that's the stuff. All right, that's the stuff when I hear people say that they nailed these double visuals from the head to head, or they got a whole clutch of every. I'm sitting here thinking, say, why can't I just hit an Exantic clown? No, I just want to hit one Exantic clown from my head to head. The first year I hit nothing, man. Completely missed on any visuals. And that was the first time going for it. This year, I at least got a clown and I got 2 Exantics. But I couldn't connect them together. So it's just like this year I'm determined the way I've got it. As long as my male does his job, there's no reason, unless the odds gods totally tell me, screw you, Jeremy, that I should not hit an Exantic clown this year. Like, the odds gods will literally have to hate me to not give me an Exantic clown.
I want to make a panda pie.
Those are beautiful. Those are absolutely beautiful.
I've got what it takes, but they're all little right now.
Yeah.
They're all little with heads. So
I think a lot of you see a lot in. It's a little off topic, but you see a lot of people that got into this when like COVID got started and all that kind of stuff, and they were buying hets or whatever they could get that it was cheap, and they were going to raise them up, and they were going to, because there's like plenty of people that they would talk to me about their breeding plans and stuff like that, and I was thinking to myself, you're going to buy this snake from me right now, and by the time 3 years from now, when it gets the size that you're going to breed it, you're not going to even create anything that's going to pay you back of what you're going to buy this snake for right now. So and we know, and you still have 3 years that you're going to have to raise this hatchling, So, and
that's one thing. Like, and my mindset's starting to slightly change too here with how things are transforming here personally. But it's like you've got. If you want to be able to, I want to say, and I say this loosely, make money, you've got to get into some of these big projects early before everybody else has it, and be the first to be making some of these combos, or at least spearheading it a little bit. Because otherwise, if you go and you wait till it's in that 1,000 range, just say, you've already missed that train, and you're on that downward slope. I feel there's just a lot of stuff that people don't think of at the moment, or didn't think of then. There's so many people that I know that have gotten out just within the past year, 2 years, and it was just I just write it up to they didn't. They had the. I don't know how to put it. They had the vision. They had the drive. They didn't play it smart.
Yeah, I just think sometimes they instead of chasing the dream of making certain things, they're chasing the money.
Yes,
and
I think that plays a big part of it too. Yes,
right. And I think. Like when we first got into it, and then we decided we were going to breed and stuff like that, we were more into it as in let's make something cool, not let's make some money. And like when we were going to shows and stuff like that, a lot of times we would treat it as like it's just a weekend getaway, a family weekend getaway. Not that, hey, let's go try to make some money, this weekend. It was like a family. Something we did as a family. The girls love to go to the shows and stuff like that, and Shayla loves when kids come around and she can show them the snakes and stuff like that, and we'll take some of the old eggs once they've hatched out and stuff like that. We'll take those and so the kids can see what the eggs look like and all that. And the kids love to, basically teach about them, So it was always just kind of something, hey, if we sell some snakes, we sell some snakes. But we did treat it more like it was, like a weekend getaway for the family. So.
What? 1 second, guys. What, hon? A wicked spider. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to. There's a spider issue. Remember we talked about how if I brought a spider in the house, there's a spider in the house.
I just had one crawling on me, and everybody freaked out. I didn't.
Tell the people shows coming up that you guys have coming up, or projects you're excited for that you want to get into. I will be right back because Karen's about to have a fit.
Well, so we talked earlier about some of the shows that we're looking forward to doing and stuff like that. And actually at right now, because of our daughter is playing travel soccer, and so now that she's on the travel soccer team, we've kind of put shows on hold for right now. I think she'll be playing travel soccer through
beginning of November.
Yeah, so I think that usually they have a tournament and stuff like that around the middle of November. So we actually have cut back on planning to do any shows until after her travel soccer is over. So
because games are on Saturday.
yeah, with games on Saturday. So,
That'll kill the show schedule.
Right. So we'll be looking at. I love going to Baltimore. I like that show there. I like Richmond, Virginia. I like to do that show up there. No, we did the Show Me one in Virginia Beach last year, but we weren't able to do the one this year.
Okay.
I think we actually did another show that weekend.
I think we went to Greenville.
Yeah, Greenville. I like Greenville, North Carolina. I like that show. So I mean, what's the Raleigh, North Carolina?
Okay.
What
about the isn't the new Bob Vu show that's going on? Isn't that in the Carolinas? I
think it's actually, isn't it down in Georgia?
Is it in Georgia?
I thought it was in Georgia.
Maybe that's where it's at.
Unless it's in South Carolina.
We have like a mileage we try to stay within, or a couple hour drive. Sometimes we'll get up right early and make that 3-hour drive and not try to book a room. Rooms can be expensive, and then that goes your weekend.
That cuts into the profit margin a little bit. I try to stay within that 2-hour realm. Bloomsburg, when that show was going on, it was like a 2-hour drive. That was my max kind of for having, to set up that same day, have enough energy to carry through the day and then make the drive home.
Right.
And other than that, everything else is like an hour and a half, maybe travel one way for me. And I kind of like it. I kind of like that that's like the sweet spot for me. Okay, Keith says Bob shows in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so you guys were right.
Yeah, we do some shows in Chesapeake and stuff like that too. So I mean, they're all within an hour or so. Basically, with my my real job, I work in the one nice thing about my job is that I can basically pick my days off.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so I take every Saturday off so that I could do either a show or I could do her soccer or something like that. So, but I do work retail, so there's certain times of the year that I can't, as a store manager, I can't take those days off, and so anything around Thanksgiving or anything like that. So,
I get holidays and weekends off.
Yeah.
So
I would say that's one thing. There's been several times my works will ask me to work on weekends. I mean, I do construction, but sometimes they want you, hey, could you squeeze this? Could you get this done this weekend for us? Because it'll help get us ahead and add a buffer. And there's been the few times that they've asked, it's I've got a show this weekend, guys. It's I'm not going to pass up what I can make at a show for coming in and doing something here. It's I'd rather be at the show, enjoying myself, talking about something I love, and just, it's probably more exhausting. I'll admit, you guys could probably vouch for it too. Doing a show, for me anyway, it feels like I worked a week's worth of work in one day. It just sucks me dry of everything.
It's a lot of work getting everything packed up to go, and then getting everything set up at the show, then turning around, tearing it all down, and well, it's and this, I shouldn't be complaining about it, because this weekend was the perfect example of it, though. If you're at a show and the traffic flow is just consistent, and you don't ever how some shows you get that spike and then it'll drop a little bit and it kind of plateaus a little bit and you might get another little spike later on. This show this weekend was a spike the whole day, I feel, or it plateaued at the top at the peak. But by the time the show ended, it felt like the show had just started.
But I was just so drained because it was literally nonstop people in front of the table. And I shouldn't be complaining, folks. I shouldn't. But it was nonstop people and nonstop engagement, and just I was drained. Like, it mentally drained my rear end so bad. Like, on the way home, I was just done. I did not want to have to unpack the truck. I didn't even want to have to put the animals away. Ball pythons I didn't care about putting away. It's the baby carpets that's kind of like, because baby carpets after a show, they're already wound up because they were being stared at by everybody, and everybody thinks, oh, it's so cute to kind of torment the little angry snake in the clear box because he's already all. Every time I see it, I'm just like, I always want to say, please don't tease them. Like, they're already pissed off at the world as it is at the moment. Don't why do you want to make him smack the glass? Like, that's just not fun. But everybody does it, and it's just like, and then you get that little feisty sucker home that's been wound up all day. Some of them come out easy. Most of them actually came out really easy this time. There's one though. I think he's number 12. Number 12. Number 12 is my kryptonite. That little sucker, every time you get him out, the tail starts flinging and the pee starts going. And it's just like, he saves it for you every time. And it gets all over the place. And it's become this thing after every show he does it. And I refuse to put him back right away after he does it. It's like, you know what? You already emptied yourself. Now I'm going to work with you a little bit. We're going to try to work through this a bit. And he lets me handle him fine after he gets through his little let's piss all over everything. But it's like, I love the carpets, but that's the worst part is unpacking those little suckers.
So let me ask you a question. How do you handle like some breeders and stuff like that, they have they let people hold them and stuff like that, and then others they don't. You unless you're getting ready to buy it, you ain't touching the snake. Yeah. So and I will say that we came back from a show one time, and then all of a sudden we're having an issue with mites.
That's been my biggest fear.
And after that happened, luckily we were able to contain it pretty much, and it definitely started in the ones that we had taken to the show.
Okay.
And so we were able to contain it and get it under control. But I mean, after that, I was just kind of like, I'm not sure I want to, just let anybody just hold it. So I mean, I got to the point, and I might lose a sale every now and then, but if I know somebody's just wanting to hold it and stuff like that, we have a couple just normals.
Yeah.
And we keep those separate from everybody else, and we'll take those. And if somebody wants to hold a snake, we'll let them hold that, but as far as just opening up the cases and letting people hold them and stuff like that, I just, that got me a little bit right there. So
we spray at the show, around our table and everything.
I spray around the perimeter of my table. I try to make sure that there's a gap between me and a person. If I don't know who you are, I try to make sure there's a gap there, so nothing has the likelihood of crossing, over. As far as people handling the snakes, when I first started vending, I would let anybody hold a snake. And then I got the thing, it's like, this is really stupid because who knows how, and it dawned on me after one show, because there's a kid holding a friend of mine's snake next table over. Now, I know his stuff's good, but the kid was holding the snake, and, sometimes when it's you pay attention to what's going on around you at other tables, sometimes if you've got the opportunity, just eavesdrop a little bit to hear what's going on in a conversation or whatever. And the kid handed back the snake. He slid a couple feet over to my thing. He's there looking around. And he looks up at me and goes, "So can I hold a snake?" I'm there thinking, it's like, you just held a snake over there.
Right.
So how many other snakes did you hold before these?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the straw that kind of made me rethink letting just anybody hold the snakes. And I told him, I was like, dude, as you know, right then and there, that was when I adopted the whole, unless I think you're serious about purchasing an animal, you're not holding it. If you want to treat me as a little zoo thing,
Oh.
there's educational programs at a bunch of these shows. Go over there and sit, and they'll let you touch or hold or whatever.
Right.
It's like it's not with our collections and stuff. I mean, it's the hassle isn't worth it.
No.
If you lose one sale because you tell a kid no, and little Johnny actually, his mommy and daddy said he could get a snake, and you know that was your one shot at selling Johnny a snake. Well, oh well, you know, there's 100 other little Johnnies, but it just the safety of the collection's bigger than that. Now, I've had multiple times where I've thought letting someone handle it, because if they're really zoned in, engaged, and if I think, hey, maybe if you get that animal in that person's hand, that's going to be what kind of, you know, does the sale, finishes the sale off then and there, I'll offer it, and sometimes they accept it, and sometimes they don't. And yeah, it comes with its risks, but you know, it's one of those things where I use kind of like my judgment. If I've got the feeling that you're just around treating the show like it's a zoo, and you're out trying to just pet and hold and touch everything, I'm not into that. But if I legit think that, you know, letting someone hold the animal, you know, I hate saying seal the deal, but essentially, you know, that's kind of that tactic is get that animal into their hands, let them complete that bonding with that animal, and let it go from there. Yeah, I kind of do the judgment call on that, but yeah, I quit letting just random people just hold stuff. You know, I really, every show I spray around the table. I know some people don't like it when you do that because there's other bug people and that, you know, the spray and it'll kill my bugs. And well, if you're several tables over, if that spray that's around my table kills your bugs, I don't think it was my spray.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm right there at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like be a poor Phil. He got peed on, and yeah, I did kind of do that to poor Phil yesterday. I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry, man.
Jeremy, you peed on him?
No. That's an OnlyFans thing, Michael. That's an OnlyFans thing. But yeah, poor Phil. The carpet did pee on him after he finally said, "Okay, bag him up." And then the carpet, as I was grabbing the bag, he goes, "Oh man!" I'm just like, "What?" Because I got peed on. But yeah.
Tell you that much.
What's that?
Pete's getting better than getting bit. This Brazilian back here laid into his wrist and ripped his wrist apart.
Oh,
who was it? There was
the guy from oh man, why can I not think of his name? SSK. Oh man, I can't think of his name. Oh, that's embarrassing. He was holding one of them. I was holding the other one, and
they gonna get bit.
They laid into both of us.
Each of them were latched on. He was bleeding like crazy.
Them things got some teeth on them too.
I bet they do. I bet they do, man. And that's one thing. Like the one showed, it was the last Gettysburg. My son Dom, he's 17. He helps me at most of the shows. Now Dom's never been bit. All right, and of course I was working with one customer. Dom was taking care of another customer, and of course they were checking out the carpets. So working with this customer, keeping an eye on him because he's not fully in tune with the baby carpets, let alone been bit. And I know what, you know, he's getting into with them. At show, the carpets are normally feisty. And I was impressed. He got the one out. It started peeing all over the place. Meanwhile, it's peeing, it's biting him, and he's not flinching or nothing. He's just letting it do its thing. Customer was there looking at it while he's having all this happen to him. Just there, things like this guy, this person, if it is a man or a woman, either way, it's like this customer isn't buying this animal at this point. And they didn't. Dom put it back in the case. Was cleaning everything up, and after my customer left, I was like, dude, I'm proud of you. I was like, you've never been bit. I just want you to get bit like 3 or 4 times. You didn't flinch. Meanwhile, you're getting peed on and urated on. It's just it didn't faze you at all, man. I'm proud of you. You did good. But that is one thing I have noticed, though, especially with the carpets. If someone wants to check out a carpet, unless I feel that they're very for sure going to buy whatever carpet they may be looking at that's feisty, excuse me, if they want to like hold one to kind of get a feel, I definitely pick the one that's less feisty. It's like, here, try this one because I don't want to clean up the mess. Like, it's just, oh, man. They hold a lot of liquid for a little snake. They hold a lot of liquid. Oh, God. Oh, holy crap. It's after 10 o'clock. I say, we're going to have to wrap this up, folks. I didn't realize it was that late. I've been trying to do good with keeping this down to 2 hours. And holding you guys up all night now if I keep going. But I do appreciate y'all coming on. I had a blast tonight. I do want to have you guys back on again because there's more topics I wanted to cover. But like I said, I've been trying to keep these things down to 2 hours. That way everybody, doesn't have such a long replay to watch. Plus, it lets me get you guys back on again. So hopefully we can get you to come back on. I would like to talk more about like shows, vending, just some of that, the show aspect of what you guys do, because you guys you guys did for me anyway a good bit of traveling to different shows. You've got a good taste of some show experience there, where mine's is kind of like 3 or 4 different shows that I've done, and I just go back to those. I haven't really expanded a whole lot. Feels though you guys you've gotten to touch base in a couple different state markets, because I've noticed that what PA's market is not what the rest of the country's market is. Because I've had people make remark, like I had several people say you're selling normals for $20. It's like, yeah, it's like that's kind of what the market is here. They're like, oh well, we get like 60. It's just like, oh fuck.
I would say everywhere we've been for normals, it's been about $25, $20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've been having a couple of people that are in other states tell me that's low. I'm just well,
I mean, I've been seeing hip pies
here. I don't know
for $75 and stuff like that low. So I've been seeing the really low game being played.
I'm like, Nathan says, geez, Jeremy, you really are a heck of a carpet salesman. Man, Nathan, I tell you what, man, I am a great carpet salesman. Who doesn't want to get it? I mean, like that's just a couple of them that are like that. A couple. I mean, how's yours, Nathan? You've got one of the babies. You know how much fun they are. I mean, in all honesty, I worked with all 5 of my holdbacks from this season. And all but one was such a pleasure to have out today. The other one, he's got a little bit of the jerk side in him. All right, Nathan, you got to defect. You got to defect the carpet. You got to work with it more. Show him some more love. More love. More love is the key. Phil says, I felt so bad for him and Chris. I had to say. Phil, in all honesty, Phil was the first person to purchase. First person to purchase the carpets from the split clutch that are here. I know Chris sold a couple of the ones that went to his place, but it was good to see Phil get one of the one of the split clutch babies. See where they're. That we keep tabs on at least one of them. But Nathan, man, I can't help that you don't show your carpet some love. I mean, my two holdbacks that are siblings to yours, I could reach in there right now and get one out, and I don't get bit. Now you won't see me go reach out Big Papa, like him. He is an ass. Like you can't. Once he's out, he's fine. It's getting him out that's the issue. But anyway. Michael, Barbara, I do appreciate you all joining me tonight. I do want to get you guys back on and have some more good conversations, hanging out, and all that good stuff. So I will definitely be sending you guys another date, hopefully, in a couple months. Keep things a little fresh. Maybe when you guys are getting around, soccer season will calm down a little bit
until spring.
Until spring. But everybody, please make sure you guys go and check out the channel sponsors. Please, greatly appreciate all their love and support. Check out the channel members. Appreciate all their love and support. And make sure you guys go check out the channel membership. Channel members, check out the Husbandry Pro Store because it is up to date. If there's something that you want, let me know. That goes for everybody else as well. But obviously, if you're a channel member, you get first dibs. You get first access to that stuff. So I did drop a hint about the chocolate DG double het hypo clown mail that's sitting in there right now. Nobody messaged me about it from the membership, so hint, wink, wink, everybody. Go check it out. Next week's guest. I think I remember who next week's guest is because I believe I was correct with what I was believing. It is the one and only and channel sponsor, Charlie of Gray Rider Reptiles and ShedTesting.com. Charlie will be with us next week. Find out some of the stuff he's got going on, some new tests coming out, his trip to Dallas. We'll be covering a whole bunch of different stuff with Charlie. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get some. Wait, that's not going to work out for live shed test results. Unless I can sneak off to the post office this week. I'll have to see if I can't sneak off to the post office and get some sheds out to Charlie. But maybe I'll try to get so that way we get some live shed test results for you folks. Kind of spice the live up a little bit. But that's going to be next week's guest, Charlie, Gray Rider Reptile, ShedTesting.com. And also this week's video will be going over the clutch cutting and clutch update of Clutch 9, which you guys did get a little teaser there of one of the babies. It was a pretty killer clutch. It was a big clutch too. Big clutch, killer clutch. Everything in that clutch is het DG. Everything but one baby is up for grabs. So if you're interested in gambling a little bit, you want to play your odds and see if you can hit a banana combo stuff that's het DG, I've got you covered. But that's going to be it, folks. Michael, Barbara, hang on 1 second now. Folks, make sure you guys do go ahead, check out all that stuff. Check out Wezen the Snakes. Link is everything in the description. Their Husbandry Pro Store. Check it out because they use the Husbandry Pro Store. I thought that was a cool factor to be able to actually finally put someone's Husbandry Pro Store in the description. Go check it out. They've got some killer stuff on there, folks. But check out all their links. Check out the YouTube channel for them. In the description, it's all there. Go check them out. Show them some love. But that is going to be it, folks. I will catch you guys next week here live. And have a great week, folks. Don't work too hard. Later.
Bye.